Hello everyone, hoping that you all are fine. We are going to start with the second lecture of elements of group 1 and 2. So you can see when we talk about elements of group 1 and 2, in the previous lecture, we studied all with respect to hydrogen. We studied the preparation of hydrogen, we studied its properties, physical and chemical properties, and we also studied the uses of hydrogen. Now, starting with very first, when I say elements of group 1 and 2, if you all remember, now as we have studied about hydrogen, we are going to start with S block elements. You know, in the periodic table, we have studied that we have 7 periods, we have 18 groups, and talking about blocks, we have 4 blocks: S, P, T, and F. So you can see when we talk about the 7 periods, the very first period consists of 2 elements, which is called as the shortest. Then the second period consists of 8 elements, and the third also consists of 8 elements. We call them as short periods. Fourth and fifth period consist of 18 elements, which we call as the long periods. Sixth and seventh, we call them as the longest periods. So in this, when we talk about group 1 and 2, group 1 and 2 belongs to S block. Next, the lower elements which are placed below the periodic table, they are called as F block. The elements from group 3 to 12, they are belonging to D block, and 13 to 18, that is called as P block. Now, why are these elements called as S block, P block, D block, and F block? See, if I say S block, means the last electron of the element will enter into S orbital, or you can say S subshell. आप कोई भी एलिमेंट ले लो और उसका इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कॉन्फ़िगरेशन लिखो. इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कॉन्फ़िगरेशन लिखने पे अगर लास्ट इलेक्ट्रॉन S subshell में जाएगा, S subshell में जाएगा, तो उसे हम बोलेंगे S block element. If it goes in P subshell, we call it as P block element. If it goes in D, so D block, and if it goes in F, we call it as F block element. So today what we are going to start with is S block elements. So now when I say S block elements, you can see before moving to S block, when I say group 1 and 2, you can see group 1 was these elements: hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium. Group 2, beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, and radium. When I talk about these elements, you can see hydrogen is the one which is having electronic configuration as 1s1. So we assume that it can be a S block element. But when we talk about S block elements, you can see we're going to consider these metals, and hydrogen is a non-metal. So talking about S block elements, we are going to study group 1 and group 2 elements other than hydrogen. So here when I say group 1, you can see group 1 elements, that are also called as alkali metals. Now, why do we call them as alkali metals? If you remember, we have discussed bases which are soluble in water. Bases which are soluble in water are called as alkali. So group 1 elements, that is lithium, sodium, potassium, they form oxides and hydroxides which are soluble in water. Like if I say sodium hydroxide, sodium oxide, potassium hydroxide, these all hydroxides or these oxides, they are soluble in water, and therefore we call them as alkali. And these group 1 elements, you can see if we talk about their appearance, they are all silvery luster. They have silvery shine, they have luster on their surface, and therefore they are all metals. So we say group 1 elements as alkali metals. Same way when I say group 2, they are called as alkaline earth metals. So you can see alkaline means again they also form oxides and hydroxides. Yes, and they are basic in nature, therefore we call them as alkaline. Earth metals because they are found deep under the earth's crust, therefore we call them as alkaline earth metals. So you can put the heading as S block elements, elements whose last electrons enters into S subshell. You can write on group 1 / you can put alkali metals, and you can write down they form oxides and hydroxides which are soluble in water, or you can say they form bases from oxides and hydroxides which are soluble in water, and therefore called as alkali metals. Moving ahead, when we talk about group 1 elements, we are going to first start with their name, their symbol, the electronic configuration, and their occurrence. So starting with first group 1 elements, you can see we have the first elements as lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, and francium, the last one. And talking about the symbols, you can see when I say symbols, we have Li for lithium, sodium, it comes from its Latin name natrium, potassium was kalium, so K, rubidium, Rb, cesium, Cs, because Ca is for calcium, so Ces, and last francium, Fr. So how do you remember these elements? You can easily remember, or you might have learned in your lower standards. ग्रुप 1 एलिमेंट्स को हम कैसे याद रखते हैं? ली ना के आरबीसीज फरार, ली ना के आरबीसीज फरार, और यू कैन से लीना के रबड़ी, सस्ती और फ्री, whatever you like, whichever way you want, you can just remember. I'll tell you, लीना के आरबीसीज फरार. So group 1 elements हो गया, symbol हो गया. Next, atomic number. You know lithium is the third element in your periodic table, so its atomic number is 3. Now for next element, we are going to add 8. If you remember, in the periodic table, we saw the first period has 2 elements and 8, 8, 18, 18, 32. So next we are going to add is 8. So 3 plus 8 gives you 11. 11 plus 8, 19. 19 plus 18, 37. 37 plus 18, you can see we get 55, and next 55 plus 32 you get is 87. So what you can do is, how will remember the atomic number? Just remember the first one 3, and then you're going to add what you can see. You can see you are going to add 8, then again 8, then 18, then again 18, and then 32. So we can see this 2, 8, 8, 18, 18, 32. This makes you remember the atomic numbers more easily, and therefore we also call them as magic numbers. Okay, so we are done with the name of the elements, we are done with the atomic number, we are done with the symbol. We'll move on to electronic configuration. So you can see you might have learned to write down electronic configuration with the help of Bose principle. So we are just showing you that, but we can write down with the help of Bose principle. First, when I say lithium, so you can see it will be 1s2, 2s1. For sodium, it will be 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1. For potassium, again 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s1. So you can see 2 plus 2, 4, 4 plus 6, 10, plus 2, 12, 6, 18, and 1, 19, complete. For rubidium, it will be 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, then 3d, 10, 4p6, and 5s1. So you can see the electronic configuration. When you keep on writing for bigger numbers, the electronic configuration becomes too lengthy. But you can see all of them. When we talk about group 1 elements, all the group 1 elements, their electronic configuration is ending with, see, 2s1, 3s1, 4s1, 5s1, 6s1, 7s1. This 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, what does it represent? 2, 3, 4, 5 क्या रिप्रेजेंट करता है? नंबर ऑफ शेल. एंड अगर आपको याद रहेगा, आपने स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ एटम में पढ़ा होगा, हम नंबर ऑफ शेल n प्रिंसिपल क्वांटम नंबर यूज करते हैं n. So I can write down the general electronic configuration of group 1 elements as NS1. Talking about these elements, you can see instead of writing this whole lengthy method of the electronic configuration, we should prefer the nearest noble gas configuration. तो अगर आपको याद है nearest noble gases कौन से होते हैं? हीलियम, नियॉन, आर्गन, क्रिप्टॉन, जेनॉन, रेडॉन. इसको भी हम कैसे याद करते हैं? हीना, नीना और करीना, जेरोक्स, रंगीन. हीना, नीना और करीना, जेरोक्स, रंगीन. तो फर्स्ट you'll have He2s1, then neon, Ne2s, 3s1. Then we have Ar, 4s1, Kr, 5s1, xenon, 6s1, and the last one we have is radon, Rn, 7s1. So in that way, we can write down the electronic configuration. Next topic that we are going to study is occurrence. So when I say occurrence, talking about alkali metals, metals can be reactive, highly reactive, or they can be less reactive. So when we talk about group 1 metals, they are highly reactive metals. And because they are highly reactive, they are never going to be found in free state. हम लोग को वो elements हमेशा कौन से state में मिलते हैं? Combined state में. So when I say alkali metal, सबसे पहला element when we talk about sodium and potassium, it is most abundant in nature. lithium, rubidium, cesium, we say they are less abundant in nature. इसीलिए आप देखो नॉर्मली कंपाउंड्स हम स्टडी करते हैं, हमको NaOH मिलता है, Na2CO3 मिलता है, K2CO3 मिलता है. हम लिथियम, रुबिडियम और सीजियम के कंपाउंड्स नहीं स्टडी करते. क्यों? क्योंकि वो एलिमेंट्स नेचर में प्रेजेंट ही बहुत कम क्वांटिटी में है. टॉकिंग अबाउट द लास्ट एलिमेंट, फ्रांशियम. If you all remember, francium is a radioactive element. While discussing hydrogen, मैंने बताया था radioactive element is the one which is not stable. It will continuously emit its extra nuclear particles. और जब वो continuously emit करेगा extra nuclear particles, it can emit alpha particles, beta particles और gamma rays. And whenever we study radioactivity, we are going to study half-life. So we say francium has a half-life of 21 minutes only, 21 minutes sirf. So this is about the occurrence of group 1 elements. So first you have put the heading as S block elements. You're going to write down group 1 alkali metals. आप उसके आगे लिखने के लिए मैंने बोला था, they form oxides and hydroxides which are bases and are soluble in water, therefore called as alkali metals. Then you can draw these column 1, 2, 3. This middle column, it's up to you if you want to write, or we can directly jump for noble gas electronic configuration. And you can draw one more column यहाँ पे आगे, और आप लिख सकते हो occurrence. तो occurrence में हमने क्या देखा? सोडियम और पोटेशियम most abundant है. Yes. Then we also saw what? Lithium, rubidium and cesium. They are less abundant. Just write down over here only. This one, francium, is radioactive, and write down it has a half-life of 21 minutes. So ये हो गया हमारा group 1 with respect to name of the elements, symbol, electronic configuration and occurrence. Repeating again, sodium and potassium, they are most abundant. Lithium, rubidium, cesium, they are less abundant, and francium is a radioactive element with half-life of 21 minutes. So this completes your group 1 element ka electronic configuration. Next, moving to group 2. Now you can put the heading as group 2. When I say group 2 elements, you'll write down group 2 alkaline earth metals. You can write down they form oxides and hydroxides, and their metal oxides are found deep in the earth's crust, therefore called as alkaline earth metals. So talking about group 2 elements कौन से हैं? Beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium and radium. So when I say beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, radium, symbol beryllium Be, magnesium Mg, calcium Ca, strontium Sr, barium Ba, and last one radium is Ra. So how do we remember this? Beta mange car scooter bap razi, or you can say beta mange car santro bap razi. So in this way we can remember group 2 elements, beta mange car santro bap razi. Now elements का atomic number, अगर आपको group 1 का आता है तो आपको पता है सिर्फ आपको एक ऐड करना है, 1 ऐड because the next elements. Or what we can do is we can go by the same rule by adding 8, 8, 18, 18, 32. So beryllium का atomic number 4 है, 4 plus 8 12, 12 plus 8 20, 20 plus 18 38, 38 plus 18 you get 56, and 56 plus 32 you get is 88. So this is how you remember the atomic number. Now electronic configuration same way जैसे हमने अफवा प्रिंसिपल यूज किया था, बस यहाँ पे क्या है, एक एटॉमिक नंबर इंक्रीज हो रहा है, तो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कॉन्फ़िगरेशन भी 1 से इंक्रीज हो रहा है. लाइक वहाँ पे S1 था, here you can see the electronic configuration is ending by S2. Nothing is changing, सिर्फ S1 की जगह S2 हो रहा है. So you can see beryllium is ending with 2s2, magnesium 3s2, calcium 4s2, strontium 5s2, barium 6s2 and radium 7s2. So the general electronic configuration for group 2 elements is NS2. And if I say with respect to nearest noble gas, you can see with respect to nearest noble gas, it becomes helium 2s2. For magnesium, it will be Ne3s2. For calcium, argon 4s2. For strontium, Kr krypton 5s2. For barium, it becomes xenon Xe6s2. And for radium, last, radon, Rn7s2. Next, we are going to study is the occurrence. Now, if I say group 1 elements, alkali metals and alkaline earth metals, which one is more reactive? Obviously, alkali metals are highly reactive. So, in comparison to group 2, so in comparison to group 1, group 2 metals are less reactive. अब जब वो less reactive है, तो alkaline earth metals, we say calcium and magnesium. They are the 5th and 6th most abundant elements found in the earth's crust. अब elements बचा कौन सा? बेटा मांगे कार, स्कूटर, बाप, राजी. स्कूटर और बाप मतलब स्ट्रॉन्शियम और बेरियम जो है, they are less abundant. टॉकिंग मतलब फर्स्ट एलिमेंट बेरिलियम, रेयर अर्थ एलिमेंट बोलते हैं क्योंकि उसका जो क्वांटिटी मिलता है वो बहुत ही कम मिलता है नेचर में. एंड लास्ट वाला, एज अ नेम सजेस्ट, यू ऑल नो, Ra, रेडियम. It's a radioactive element. When I say radioactive element, it has a half-life of 1620 years. कितना है? 1620 years. Repeating again, calcium and magnesium are the most abundant, 5th and 6th in the Earth's crust. Strontium and barium less abundant, beryllium rare, and radium being rarest, it's a radioactive element. So you can see, आप लोग सबसे पहले जैसे मैंने बोला ग्रुप 2 लिखेंगे, you'll write down the elements, symbol, atomic number, noble gas configuration. One more column you'll draw and you'll write down the, what you can say, occurrence. So we can say magnesium and calcium, they are most abundant, where calcium is the 5th most, magnesium is the 6th most abundant. Beryllium was rare earth element. They are less abundant in nature. Radium is radioactive and it has a half-life of around 1620 years. मूवी है 1920, तो मैं उससे याद रखती हूँ, 19 का 9 उल्टा कर दिया 6 हो गया, 1620 years, 1620 years, 1620. इतना लंबा, बहुत बड़ा, या आई कैन से बहुत ज्यादा स्टेबल रेडियो एक्टिव एलिमेंट है क्योंकि उसका हाफ लाइफ बहुत ही ज्यादा है. सो दिस कंप्लीट्स योर इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कॉन्फ़िगरेशन एंड ऑकरेंस फॉर ग्रुप 2 एलिमेंट्स. नेक्स्ट यू विल सी सम ऑफ द एलिमेंट्स ऑफ ग्रुप 1, जैसे कि अल्कली मेटल्स के कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट मिनरल्स हैं which can be useful ahead if someone asks you कि लिथियम का और क्या है, सोडियम का और क्या है, पोटेशियम का और क्या है. तो एट दैट टाइम दिस बिकम्स इंपॉर्टेंट. यू कैन जस्ट टेक अ स्क्रीनशॉट ऑफ इट एंड मेक अ नोट ऑफ इट इन योर बुक. सो फर्स्ट वी हैव spodumene, which is lithium aluminium with silicon oxide. Then we have petalite, again an ore of lithium. Next we have is, you can see, rock salt, NaCl, sodium carbonate, Na2CO3, and if it has 10 water molecules we call it as washing soda. Sodium sulfate, or very important, Glauber's salt. You can see Na2SO4.10H2O. That was discovered by Glauber, name of a scientist, therefore Glauber's salt. We have cryolite. You might remember this all you have studied in the extraction of aluminum in a 10th standard. Cryolite, Na3LF6. We have borax, which is a salt, Na2B4O7.10H2O. Then we have sylvine, KCl. We also have carnallite. Carnallite is a double salt. You can see KCl, MgCl2.6H2O. And last we have is feldspar. Again, feldspar is used in the extraction of aluminium, K2O, Al2O3, and SiO2. So these are nothing but important minerals of alkali metals. They can be remembered as ores of group 1 elements. Next, important minerals of alkaline earth metals. The very first we have is magnesite, MgCO3. Then we have dolomite, which is a double salt again, magnesium carbonate and calcium carbonate. You might have seen on the roads when we talk about paintings, there are some paintings which reflect on your eyes in the night. So normally those paints are done with the help of dolomite. Then we have carnallite again because it contains magnesium. Then Epsom salt. Epsom salt is mostly added as or used as a fertilizer. You might see some videos where they'll suggest you to add Epsom salt to your soil. So that is again important ore of magnesium. Then we have limestone, calcium carbonate. We have anhydrite, calcium sulfate. When it doesn't contain water, it's called as anhydrite. And when it contains water, we call it as gypsum, CaSO4.2H2O. We have fluorspar, hydroxyapatite, you can see 3Ca2PO4 twice dot CaOH twice. Instead of OH, so you can see it's hydroxy, therefore you have OH. If you have fluorapatite, you'll have F. Chlorapatite, you'll have Cl. So in that way it changes. So phosphorite, that is calcium phosphate, Ca3PO4. These are nothing but the important minerals of alkaline earth metals. You just need to make a picture of it or a screenshot. It's not there in your chapter, but it is important for your future term. So as we are done with group 1 elements, we are done with their electronic configuration, we are done with their occurrence, and along with that we studied some important minerals. We are going to study some of the physical characteristics of group 1 and 2 elements. When I say physical characteristic, very important, we are studying about what? We are studying the physical trends that you have already studied in periodic table. Atomic radius, ionic radius, ionization enthalpy, electronegativity, electron gain enthalpy, all this. So we will be done in short. First, atomic radii. Atomic radii, you all know, as we move down the group, like if I say group 1 and group 2 elements, as we move down, you can see the number of shells. It goes on increasing. If the number of shells increases, you can see the distance between the nucleus and the electron increases. अगर nucleus और electron का distance बढ़ता है, size भी बढ़ेगा. So I can simply say, as we move down the group, atomic size increases for both the groups. Now, if I compare left to right, group 1 to group 2, क्या हो रहा है? अगर हम लिथियम बेरिलियम कंपेयर करें तो नंबर ऑफ शेल सेम है. सोडियम मैग्नीशियम कंपेयर करें तो शेल्स सेम है. As we move from left to right, the number of shell remains same, but the number of electron increases. Electron increase हुआ मतलब proton का charge भी बढ़ेगा. Number of shell is same, but nuclear charge increases. So as the nuclear charge increases, it will pull the electron towards itself. तो अगर उसने electron को अपनी तरफ pull किया, तो size क्या होगा? कम होगा. And therefore we say, as you move from left to right across the period, the atomic size decreases. मतलब simple है कि group 1 lithium और beryllium में किसका atomic size बड़ा होगा? Lithium का size बड़ा होगा. You remember periodic table, you might have studied, group 1 has the largest atomic size. So if I say potassium, calcium, which one will have a greater size? Potassium. So you can write down atomic radii. First physical property लिखो, heading डालो. First लिखो atomic radii. You can write down the group, atomic size increases. Across the period, atomic size decreases. It is almost same what you have studied in the periodic table. After atomic radii, we have is ionic radii. When I say ionic radii, you can see lithium will lose one electron and become Li plus ion, right? So if I compare the size of lithium with the lithium ion, so you remember in periodic table you have studied the size of the cation is smaller than its parent atom. So in this case, you can see lithium, when it loses one electron, the number of shell is decreasing. Shell decreases and nuclear charge increases. So therefore, the size of the ion Li plus is smaller than Li. Means size of the cation will be smaller than its parent atom. Same if I talk about group 2, you can see beryllium. If it loses 2 electron, or even if it loses 1 electron, when it loses 2 electron, the shell also changes. But when it loses 1 electron, at least the nuclear power increases. And same way, the ion will have a smaller size and the atom will have a bigger size. So this is with respect to your ionic radii. Now if I compare, as we move down the group, lithium, Li plus, Na plus, K plus, you can see the number of shells will be more, and therefore down the group, ionic size increases. Mean the trend will be same what you studied for atomic radii. So you can write down this for ionic radii. The trend is same as that of atomic radii. Just second point, you can size of the cation or the size of the ion will be smaller than its parent atom, positive ion. Next, we can move to the second property, that is ionization enthalpy. Now you all know, as we move down the group, atomic radius increases. As the atomic radius increases, the distance between the nucleus and the electron increases. So I can remove the electron easily, क्योंकि न्यूक्लियस ने इलेक्ट्रॉन को स्ट्रांगली होल्ड नहीं किया है. इफ आई कैन रिमूव द इलेक्ट्रॉन इजीली, मतलब एनर्जी रिक्वायर्ड विल बी less. If less energy is required, I can say down the group ionization energy decreases. So you can see group 1 may we say as we move down, atomic radius increases, electron is lost easily, so ionization enthalpy decreases. Second, you can see cesium is mostly used in photoelectric cell. In your structure of atom, you might have studied photoelectric effect. In that, when the incident radiation is falling on the metal surface of your metal, it ejects out electron, and that effect was called as photoelectron. So this effect is mostly utilized in making photoelectric cell, and cesium, because the size of cesium is very big, we use it in making photoelectric cell. Second, group 2, same, we can say down the group ionization enthalpy decreases. But if I compare group 1 and group 2, we say as we move from left to right, the size decreases. Size decreases, so it will have more nuclear power. Means the nucleus is holding the electron strongly. And if the nucleus is holding the electron strongly, you cannot remove the electron easily, and energy required will be more. So ionization enthalpy will increase. But in case of group 1, the general electronic configuration was NS1. For group 2, the general electronic configuration is NS2. S2. S is completely filled, stable है. तो स्टेबल है तो इलेक्ट्रॉन देने का टेंडेंसी बिल्कुल भी नहीं है. स्टेबल है तो इलेक्ट्रॉन इजीली नहीं देगा, and therefore ionization enthalpy will be more for group 2 elements if I compare with group 1. So we say first ionization enthalpy of group 1 elements is lower than group 2 elements. But if I talk about second ionization enthalpy, second ionization enthalpy मतलब you are removing second electron. तो ग्रुप 1 ने तो एक इलेक्ट्रॉन लूज करके स्टेबिलिटी पा लिया है, तो अगर उससे मैं एक और इलेक्ट्रॉन रिमूव करूंगी तो यू कैन सी इट इज गोइंग टू गिव मी दैट इलेक्ट्रॉन फ्रॉम दैट स्टेबल शेल. एंड आप जब स्टेबल शेल को डिस्टर्ब करोगे तो आपको एनर्जी ज्यादा लगेगा. जबकि ग्रुप 2 में यू कैन सी दे हैव वन इलेक्ट्रॉन, they will easily give that one electron. Means for second ionization enthalpy, group 1 will have more energy required, and therefore they'll have more ionization enthalpy as compared to group 2. So this was with respect to ionization enthalpy. Next, when we say attracting power, means we're talking about electron gain enthalpy. Now, first of all, when we talk about group 1 and group 2 elements, they are metals. So they do not have tendency to gain electrons. And same way, if I say electronegativity, the tendency to attract electrons is also very, very less. Here, you can see group 1 elements, they will have a charge of +1. Group 2, they'll have a charge of +2. So talking about the attracting power, we say attracting power depends upon the charge by size ratio or charge by radius ratio. So you can see the charge increases and the radius decreases. Over here, alkali metals, they have a charge of +1, and alkaline earth metals, they have a charge of +2. Now, if I say reaction of these alkali metals with water or alkaline earth metals with water, so you can see water, H2O, oxygen is the most electronegative element, so it is polar in nature, and O, as it is electronegative, it develops a partial negative charge, and hydrogen develops a partial positive charge. So if I take salt and when I add it to water, you know it will give me two ions, Na plus and Cl minus. So here, when we study the interaction of sodium, because I'm talking about alkali metals, I'm studying the interaction of sodium and water. When you add that salt to water, Na plus ions, you can see they are surrounded by water molecules. And this ion now, पहले सिर्फ Na plus था, अब ये सोडियम आयन के पास क्या है, वाटर मॉलिक्यूल्स. सो ये प्रोसेस को हम क्या बोलते हैं, हाइड्रेशन. Because we're using the solvent as water, we call it as hydration. When you add salt to water, salt dissociate हो गया, ions पानी से surround हो जाते हैं, water molecule से surround. That process is called as hydration, and this molecule is called as hydrated ion now because it is surrounded by water molecules. And the energy released in that process, salt को पानी में डाला, salt टूट गया तो energy release होगा and it will be surrounded by water molecules. So in that process, the energy which is released is called as hydration enthalpy. Again, a very important point with respect to NCERT. Na plus is surrounded by water molecules. The process was called as hydration. And ये जो molecule है, इसको हम क्या बोलते हैं? Hydrated ion. Now, I said the energy involved in this process will be called as hydration energy. We say hydration energy is inverse to the size of the cation. मतलब जितना size of the cation ज्यादा होगा, hydration energy उतना कम होगा. Inverse है. So if we talk about the size of cations, you can see we have lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, and francium. Lithium is the one which is having smallest cation, and francium will be the one which is the biggest one. Now, hydration energy means you can see lithium being the smallest, the size of the ion, it can easily form, and therefore the hydration energy will be the maximum. But for francium being the biggest in size, उसका hydration energy सबसे कम रहेगा. अब हाइड्रेशन एनर्जी ना कंडक्टिविटी के साथ रिलेट करते हैं. अब जितना बड़ा आयन उतना उसका मोबिलिटी कम, क्योंकि लिथियम का साइज छोटा है, उसका मोबिलिटी ज्यादा होगा. जितना ज्यादा मूव करेगा उतना इजीली इलेक्ट्रिसिटी कंडक्ट करेगा. स्मॉलर द साइज ऑफ द कैटायन, more is the hydration enthalpy, and therefore more is the conducting power. Bigger the size of the cation, smaller is the hydration enthalpy, and therefore less will be the conductivity. So you can simply write down, this is with respect to entrance, or we are going to study this in future chapters also. This is regarding NCERT. This is not there in your syllabus. So you can write down hydration energy. You can write down it is inversely proportional to size of cation, and you can write down this table. You can, or if you want, you can write down simply smaller the size of cation, more is the hydration enthalpy. So till now what we have studied is different properties like atomic ionic radii, second ionization enthalpy, electronegativity and electron gain enthalpy. I said they both are metals, so they do not have they do not have tendency to gain electrons. But still, if you want to compare, the trend will be same as you see, as you have seen in periodic table. This is what we studied with hydration energy. Next, alkali metals. You can see, as I said, they have smaller size. They have bigger size in comparison to other elements. They do not have much hydration enthalpy. But lithium being the smallest, it will have hydration enthalpy. You can see lithium is the only salt that can form water of crystallization. Whereas group 2, because they are smaller than group 1 in size, you can see they all have this water of hydration. So this is with respect to hydration energy. You need to remember very important point, group 1, only lithium is the one that will form water of crystallization, or it will form hydrate. Others will not form hydrate because they are bigger in size. Next, you can see alkali metals and alkaline earth metals, some of the more physical properties that we are going to start. Sabse pehla, first we have is oxidation state. You saw alkali metals, they have a general electronic configuration of ns1. So ns1 hai to oxidation state hai +1. Group 2 ns2, so they have an oxidation state of +2. Next, we have reducing property. Very important point. Reducing property means to undergo what? To undergo or to behave as reducing agent means to undergo oxidation. Oxidation is loss of electron. So when I say loss of electron, group 1 elements, they can lose 1 electron very easily, and therefore they have very strong property of oxidation. Group 2 in comparison to group 1 will be having less tendency to lose electron, क्योंकि group 2 के पास outer most shell में 2 electron है, तो 2 electron lose करने से better ना 1 electron lose करना. तो group 1 का tendency ज्यादा है oxidation का, मतलब वो better reducing agent है as compared to group 2. So we say group 1, they're excellent reducing agent. But trend देखो कैसा है. We normally say कि it should go on increasing down the group, like sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium. But lithium is the one which is the least, which is having the property of behaving as a reducing agent, which is the least, and the highest we have is sodium. Okay, so you need to remember lithium is the least reducing agent, whereas sodium is the strongest reducing agent. We say normally reducing agent, the property is measured in terms of electrode potential. Electrode potential means to undergo oxidation. So that can be done only with the help of experiments. So sodium we say is the strongest reducing agent. Lithium is the least reducing agent in group 1. The other factors which depend for electrode potential is heat of vaporization, ionization enthalpy, and heat of hydration. Now you can see lithium ion, we say it's the strongest reducing agent, and sodium, if I said wrong, I'm repeating it again. Lithium, sorry, is the strongest reducing agent, and sodium is the least reducing agent. I might have said ulta in the beginning. Lithium is the strongest and sodium is the least. And as I said, group 2, they are weaker or less strong reducing agents as compared to group 1 elements. So you can write down these properties: oxidation state and reducing property. So please make a note of it. Lithium is the strongest, sodium is the weakest. Otherwise, the trend remains same. Next point we have is metallic character. You know metallic character? We say the substance which has tendency to lose its electron easily. The one which loses its electron easily is called as metallic character. So group 1, they are most metallic because they can lose one electron very easily. Alkaline earth metals, we say in comparison to group 1, they are less metallic in nature. Next property is electropositive. Again, because alkali metals can lose electrons, they are highly electropositive. Alkaline earth metals, they are lesser electropositive in comparison to group 1. So, group 1, they can lose one electron, so they are electropositive, highly electropositive. Group 2, in comparison to group 1, they are less electropositive. We say down the group, electropositive and metallic character increases because down the group, the size increases and the tendency to lose electron increases. So this is the next property which you can write down, 6th and 7th, metallic and electropositive character. Next, we have is melting and boiling point. You know, alkali metals, they are sodium and potassium, you might have studied. They are soft metals, so soft that they can be cut with the help of knife. So we say they do not have much higher melting points when compared to other elements. So you can see when we talk about metals or elements, if a metal and a non-metal bonded, we get an ionic bond. When a non-metal and non-metal bonds, we get a covalent bond. And when a metal and metal bonded, we get a metallic bond. So here we are talking about metallic bond. And in this, you can see, we say down the group, melting point decreases. As we talk about metal to metal bond, you know, as we move down the group, the atomic size increases. If the atomic size goes on increasing, you can see the size of the atom will also increase. So this is the center, this is the center, and this is your A, B. Okay, so ये bond length बढ़ता जा रहा है. अगर बॉन्ड लेंथ बढ़ता है, आप रबर को जितना ज्यादा स्ट्रेच करोगे उसका टूटने का टेंडेंसी ज्यादा होता जाता है. तो अगर आप बॉन्ड लेंथ बढ़ रहा है तो हम बोलते हैं उसका स्ट्रेंथ कम होते जा रहा है. स्ट्रेंथ कम हो रहा है मतलब आप इजीली उस बॉन्ड को तोड़ सकते हो. अगर आप उस बॉन्ड को इजीली तोड़ सकते हो तो एनर्जी कम लगेगा, मतलब उसका मेल्टिंग पॉइंट कम हो जाएगा. Therefore we say down the group melting point decreases. And you can see francium is the one which is liquid at room temperature. We say it has a melting point of around 30 degrees Celsius. So 30 degrees Celsius normal room temperature पे आपको वो liquid state में मिल सकता है. Group 2 elements we say they have higher melting. कहीं तो उसका property ज़्यादा है, वो है melting और boiling point में. We say group 2 elements they have higher melting and boiling point than group 1 element क्योंकि size छोटा है atoms का इन कंपैरिजन टू ग्रुप 1. क्योंकि साइज छोटा है, बॉन्ड लेंथ भी छोटा हो जाएगा. बॉन्ड लेंथ कम है मतलब स्ट्रेंथ ज्यादा है एंड एनर्जी रिक्वायर्ड टू ब्रेक द बॉन्ड विल बी मोर. नेक्स्ट इंपॉर्टेंट प्रॉपर्टी दैट वी हैव इज डेंसिटी. नाउ जनरल ट्रेंड में हम क्या बोलते हैं कि एज वी मूव डाउन the elements, the density will go on increasing or decreasing, but there's too much of exception. You can see lithium is the one which is having lowest density. which is the lightest metal, and alkaline earth metals, they are more denser as compared to alkali metals. So we say down the group, what happens is as we move down the group, जैसे हमारा lithium lightest metal है, as we move down, atoms का size बढ़ता जा रहा है, mass बढ़ता जा रहा है, atomic number बढ़ रहा है. So down the group, the atomic mass increases. And if the mass increases, it will compensate for the bigger atomic size. And therefore, the density goes on increasing. You know, density is equal to mass upon volume. So normally we say that mass goes on increasing, and therefore density will increase. But as I said, here we have exception. We say potassium is having lesser density than sodium. Potassium here is having lesser density than sodium. It is because in case of potassium, you will see the presence of D subshells. It will have presence of D subshells, and because of that, there's an abnormal increase in its atomic size. Okay, so we say potassium is less denser than sodium. If you go down, lithium, sodium, potassium should have more density, but what we see over here is the density of potassium is less than sodium. That is something that you need to remember. You can just write down density increases down the group, exception, potassium is lighter than sodium. That is one thing you need to remember for entrance or for your MCQs. Same when I say group 2 elements, as we said, for downwards it will increase, but you can see calcium is less denser than magnesium. Same reason, because from calcium, you can see potassium, calcium, they belong to the same group. From that group, we have D orbitals. Because they have because they have D orbitals coming up, the size abnormally increases. And because of that, there's the compensation in the atomic size is not there, and therefore the density is less. So we saw that as we move down the group, the density increases. The first elements are the most lightest one, but in group 1, we saw potassium is less denser than sodium, and for group 2, we saw calcium is less denser than magnesium. So these are two exceptional points that you need to make a note of it. Last, flame coloration. Now, as you know, group 1 elements and group 2 elements, they have the tendency to lose their 1 or 2 electron easily. Obviously, they are metals, so they have tendency to lose electrons. So, you know, as they have free electrons in their outermost shell, these electrons, as they are free, they are reactive. We call them alkali metals, active metals, they are reactive. So, they have tendency to absorb energy. If they absorb energy in the visible region, that is Vibgyor, 400 to 800 nanometer के बीच में अगर energy absorb करते हैं, तो कुछ energy transmit भी करेंगे. एंड इसीलिए जब आप ये मेटल्स को हीट करते हो, हीट करें मतलब वो एनर्जी क्या करेंगे, अब्सॉर्ब करेंगे, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट अब्सॉर्प्शन ऑफ एनर्जी दे विल बी एबल टू शो अस सम कलर. एंड देयरफॉर अगेन अ पॉइंट विद रिस्पेक्ट टू एनसीईआरटी, अगर आप बोर्ड्स कर रहे तो ये नहीं किया तो भी चलेगा, बट इट्स इंपॉर्टेंट एंड देयरफॉर आई एम टेलिंग यू. सो यू कैन सी सबसे फर्स्ट एलिमेंट लिथियम. When lithium burns, we say it burns with a crimson red color. Please make a note of all the elements. Lithium burns with a crimson red color. Then we have sodium. You can see sodium as a color such as goldenish yellow. Then after lithium, sodium, we have potassium. You can see potassium burns with a lightish pale violet color. Rubidium, again it's purple. And cesium, it's sky blue or violetish color. So repeating again, lithium was what? Crimson red. Sodium, golden yellow. Potassium, pale violet. Rubidium, purple. And this one was sky blue or violet color. This is for group 1 alkali metals. Group 2. Now you can see francium being radioactive does not give any color. Group 2, you can see we have elements like calcium, strontium, barium, and radium. We do not have magnesium and calcium. Now the size of magnesium and calcium in comparison to the other elements in the group is small. Because the size is small, the nucleus attracts the electron towards itself. क्योंकि इलेक्ट्रॉन को अपनी तरफ अट्रैक्ट करके रखा है, एंड यू नो S2 स्टेबल होता है, यहाँ पे S कंप्लीटली फिल्ड है, स्टेबल है, तो वो इलेक्ट्रॉन देने का टेंडेंसी नहीं रखता है. अगर इलेक्ट्रॉन देने का टेंडेंसी कम है तो इलेक्ट्रॉन जो है एनर्जी जो अब्सॉर्ब करेगा वो भी बहुत कम होगा, एंड देयरफॉर दे डू नॉट गिव एनी कलर बिकॉज इलेक्ट्रॉन डज नॉट गो इनटू द एक्साइटेड स्टेट. So calcium, we said gives you brick red. After that we have strontium, will give you crimson red. Barium gives you apple green color. And last one, radium, gives you crimson color. So you can see calcium, brick red, then you have crimson red, barium, apple green, and radium, it's crimson. So this is because of the outermost presence of electron, one or two electron. Group 1 they have one, group 2 they have two. So you can see beryllium and magnesium, because they have very high ionization enthalpy. As I said, they do not have tendency to lose electron. They do not give any color in the Bunsen flame. Bunsen flame मतलब आप वो आप एक लूप लोगे, उसमें अपना मेटल रखोगे और बंजन बर्नर में बर्न करोगे. जब बर्न करोगे तो आपको जो कलर दिखता है वो हमने नोट डाउन किया. So this was with respect to flame color of group 1 and group 2 elements. So we have completed all the physical property. The very first we started in this lecture was elements of group 1 and 2 में S block. Group 1 के हमने electronic configuration, name, symbol, occurrence पढ़ा for group 1 as well as group 2. We studied the physical properties that was of importance, like हमने start किया with atomic ionic radii, ionization enthalpy, hydration enthalpy, which I said is with respect to entrance, important है. Then we also studied after that oxidation state. We studied the electropositive character, metallic character. Then we studied the properties like metallic character, electropositive, और क्या पढ़ा हमने coloration से पहले भूल गई मैं. Yeah, melting and boiling point, again very important. Melting and boiling point and density, बहुत important. And last we studied was flame coloration. So this completes your physical properties with respect to group 1 and group 2 elements. So you'll make a note of all the points, and we'll see you in the next class, where we'll talk about the chemical properties of group 1 and 2 elements. We'll study the chemical properties, we'll study the uses of group 1 and 2 elements. Till then, bye. Have a nice day.